take it real soon. You know we got what you need, baby, so take it along.
As everybody was playing, and it's so many great games. You saw it all, you felt it all, you heard it all. We have a brand new king of cornhole.
We're talking about as we work our way back here for the World Championships. This the final major of the weekend, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. And also on Saturday, you'll have a great opportunity at watchstadium.com. The Stadium app is available for you if you'd like to watch that way. But honestly, grab a computer, grab your tablet, whatever, and watch on watchstadium.com. You'll get to see the full action on high def. And again, behind the scenes, pulling the strings is going to be the Wizard of Oz himself, Eric Heineman. Anything else we want? What match are we looking at right now? Any ideas? Any thoughts? No? We don't even know. Is this an actual competitive match? It's in the bracket?
It's one of the games down in the elimination bracket.
Elimination final, because we just saw these guys just...
it's not elimination final yet, so but it is one of the elimination games. I believe we're down to about seven teams in this tournament.
Very good. And the action is fast and furious here on Center Court. The Branson Convention Center host to a great tournament last year when we had the Pro Series shootout, which was a lot of fun, $20,000 winner take all. That was a great tournament. We saw some big names and saw some good friends. I loved the fan zones that we had created, and a lot. It was especially when we saw the SVC contingent show up, and it was the Hurt brothers facing off in the very first round, Isaac and Caleb. And speaking of SVC, we should take this opportunity to wish a very happy birthday to the matriarch of the SVC, Tammy Williams. Happy birthday. I believe she is now old enough to legally drink a beer. So, Junior, take her out there and buy her some suds, would you? Happy birthday, Tammy.
Yeah, she likes some of the fruitier drinks.
She
gotta
does?
Be honest, yeah.
All right, we'll get her a fruity IPA or something like that.
More like the margarita type thing, or the.
I'm trying to say it properly, margarita.
Margarita.
So, we continue to brainstorm with the folks here in Branson about how to make everything we do here bigger and better. We had a great tour of the facility and looked at ways to expand areas that we have used before, and we're looking forward to doing that at the Worlds. And if you're watching,
vendor row at the Worlds that we're talking about is going to be really cool. Coming right by center stage, right into the main arena.
Yep.
We're going to be on the flip side of that. We're going to have the tailgate zone set up. So, if you're a player out there that's looking to compete in cornhole, or you want to just check out the ACO, you do not have to qualify for the tailgater at the Worlds. You can just buy a ticket and come out and play.
Buy a ticket, come in and play. And if you think you've got a teammate that's worth their salt, you can come out here and take a run at it. We've got how many different tournaments, tailgater tournaments, over the course of the week? Are there 8?
8 is what we historically do. 2
yeah.
Each day, Tuesday through Friday. So that's what we got going on. And again, that's a lot of fun. And we also have the lifetime members. If you're just tuning in, we've got the lifetime members.
Yeah, lifetime member tournament's going to be happening at the Worlds as well.
You
I
get to
will be
compete in
I
that, son.
I will.
You
I
better
don't-
start practicing.
yeah.
From what I see, you do need a little practice.
The word compete might be a little aggressive. You might be over the tips of your skis on that one.
I
but
do think
will.
you're a much better player than you give yourself credit
Well,
for,
I
brother.
think I'm getting worse. That's the problem. I've been out there throwing bags all afternoon. My coach is yelling at me. I'm getting the full Bobby Knight. He's throwing chairs at me. It's not going well. So, but I am the exception to the rule here in the ACO. He says I stand up too straight and I need to keep my head down and keep aiming at the target.
Who's your coach?
Eric Heineman. He is
Heineman.
a long time cornhole aficionado and savant, if you will, a guy who dominated the game for quite some time, took some time off for family, and then came back, had a resurrection.
I mean, he has one claim to fame, right?
Oh, he's got a couple.
And his claim to fame. His claim to fame is that he sold his ACO Pro jersey
Oh, is that right? I don't know this
for
story.
more money than any pro cornhole player has ever sold a jersey for. And this was 20 years ago that he
How about
sold that
that?
pro jersey.
How about that?
So it was enough to buy, tires for his car, I
There
think.
you go, right there. Well, I tell you what, I know some other stories, and we're going to have a feature about him in the whole magazine this year for the World Championships, so we'll look forward to that as well. So $300 straight off his back is what he sold it for, and you know what? I think there will come a day when he will have a tear in his eye wishing he still held that jersey in his own possession. Maybe he'll be able to buy it back. For
I just really wish that
$301.
we could find who has that jersey and if it's actually hanging in this guy's, bar room, framed.
Sure.
You
Yeah,
know,
it's in
they're
somebody's
just,
man cave.
and guys are just standing around drinking their beer and like, damn, that's the Heineman jersey.
The Heineman. Yeah, they've probably
Think
named
about
a
that, right?
drink after him and everything down there in that man
It was a
cave
sweet jersey, though. I
in that bar.
can tell you that much.
Well, speaking of jerseys, a good time to talk about the race for the green jersey player of the season. We've got this.
Man.
This is boiling down to looks like a rematch maybe from last year.
Yep, there's SVC is back in the house strong with that, man.
Shenandoah Valley Cornhole. We're looking at Caleb Hurt. We're looking at Austin Cameron.
But there's a bunch of others kind of running up there trying to make it
Yeah.
happen. This weekend, I think there's a couple people trying to make that cut.
That run. So right now as we watch on center court, we're just going to have a little bit of action for you. You can watch a game being played. It's rare that you see a basketball jersey on center court, but you know what? You never know what could and what might happen. And we can always cut
don't
things
know.
off if it makes them nervous that we're here. But
Are the Celtics still in the playoffs? I think we're doing all right, weren't they?
I have no idea because I hate the NBA with every fiber of my being. But so I don't have any idea. I always said the Celtics anyway, so that makes people mad. I'm a purist.
All right, looks like we're getting ready to get started here.
Yep. We have, and it's interesting that these four gentlemen are all named ACO. ACO Red, ACO Blue. But that's the fun about these Thursday social parties is we get to see new faces, and we always talk about new names and new games. Unfortunately, this time we've got the games and not the names. But you know what? It's a lot of fun to watch. And this guy, you might want to go over there and give this guy a cease and desist because he has stolen the cornhole dude look with the backward hat.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
Look
I was
at
gonna
that.
wear. I was gonna wear my professional NBA jersey tonight too. I'm glad I didn't.
He's got a little different look, though. His bill kind of flips up in the back.
Oh.
Mine flips down.
Over there, yeah. Well, you got a couple. You got a couple of flat bills. Maybe that's what we'll call them. Team flat bill
Team flat bills.
versus. All right, so flat bills versus what do we want to call these guys? Let's give them a team name.
Oh, you're good at that. Trying to find how we're doing in this overall event. See exactly where we're at. Trying to call it up on our partner Scoreholio's site.
There you go. We're gonna call him Team Pete Carroll. That guy's working his gum right over there. So we're gonna say Pete Carroll versus Team Flat Bill. All right, so that was looks like a 2-point round right there. A little later on, we expect to see the Mississippi Ninja come on in. My man Philip Barnett will be
Philip
side by
Barnett.
side with me, calling the action tomorrow night and Saturday night on the Stadium Sports Network. Looking forward to that. It should be a lot of fun. Again,
You
juniors.
and Philip have done a really good job. I mean, you guys have got some great chemistry going. I love listening to you both in the booth. It's a lot of fun, and Philip has really come a long way over the course of the last 12 months.
And it's funny you say that. It sounds different than it's supposed to. Come a long way with regard to, he is used to announcing professional wrestling, so this was a complete change of pace for him to sit here at center court, and his ability to adapt his style and to incorporate his style, I think, has been remarkable here in the booth. We've had a lot of fun. We've had opportunities to have guest commentators. We've had Stacy Van Gilder in here. She's done a lot of good work. She does a lot of good work out on the boards.
Courts, for sure.
That's for sure. But our buddy Jay Boogie, who is the man behind the Boogie Buzz, he's a lot of fun to listen to, even though sometimes I need subtitles to figure out exactly what he's saying to me. But that's the fun of it. We want this to be as much BattleBots as British Open when you're watching, and we want you to have as much fun watching as we are watching here in the second best seats in the house. With WatchStadium.com, you and our digital network will have the best seats in the house as we continue to move forward. We're looking forward to meeting some friends from some of the local theaters here in town, and I believe we're going to get to meet the one and only Banjo Boy, inimitable, if you will. The Banjo Boy from the Haygood Show here, the family that has one of the most popular shows here in Branson. These guys, they do everything from come flying in upside down, playing the guitar on a zip line down to the stage. They have a mechanical snowball machine that they can strap on their back and fire 10 snowballs
Say what?
out into the audience. Yeah, there's all kinds of cool stuff. I think it's 5 brothers and 1 sister.
Mechanical snowball machine that fires.
Unbelievable. He said it's completely over-engineered. It is like a Rube Goldberg machine. It's insane. But we're looking forward to having them here, maybe to sing the national anthem while we're here, and a lot of fun. We met Mike Walker today, who's an impressionist, but he goes, well, I don't do a lot of, it's not spoken. He goes, I do a lot of singing impressions. So he does everything from, he does Ray Charles to.
Just so you know, it scores 5-2. 5-2 in favor of Joseph and Jacob.
I was just sitting here talking to myself. He does all these different musical impressions. So he's working up a Bon Jovi Journey deal. He's got he does Ray Charles. He does.
Yeah, you were saying that
Smokey
earlier today. That was.
Who's the other? Oh, and one of my favorites.
Did
Roy
you hear
Orbison.
him sing? Did he sing
no,
for you?
I wasn't gonna do that. I was like, hey, comedian, tell me a joke, make me laugh. But he's like, I just,
So you actually don't know if he can sing?
I have no idea, but I trust if he's good.
Can I tell you, there was a time that we had somebody that
Branson.
said they could sing, and we let them sing the national anthem in a major.
Who was that?
It was kind of an interesting trip.
Who was it?
You were with me in
Roseanne?
Knoxville, weren't you, Heineman?
Was it Roseanne? Roseanne Barr? She grabbed her crotch?
This guy talked himself up so big.
Oh, no, I was there. It was
Were
the
you
guy
there?
in the kilt.
Oh, yeah.
It was in Knoxville.
It was great.
It was Knoxville. He came out from behind the bar. He was the bartender. He was wearing a kilt. He was god-awful.
What a classic. What a classic memory that was.
But everybody was just standing around looking at each other, and people had taken their hats off and everything, and by the end of it, their heads were in their hats and hats in hand. It was too funny. But you know what? He had the best time ever, and funny.
Oh, he loved it. It was awesome.
I remember being at that venue, and we did a little segment called Behind Bars, the ACO Behind Bars, and I talked to all the different bartenders. And there was the one woman who had never even seen cornhole before, and she volunteered to work the next day because she was having so much fun watching, and the people, she said, were so nice, considerate, and thoughtful. But that was a lot of fun. Yeah, that dude was a piece of work.
He was and I'll tell you what, I mean, he really did. He talked himself up so big. I mean, I was expecting this, like, amazing, operatic, like you said. And, oh, gosh, that was painful.
All right, so Joe and Jacob up 11-2 on Lyndon and Charlie.
And hopefully he's not
Team
tuning
Flat
in.
Bill, Team Flat. Yeah. Well, if he is, he knows he pulled one over on us. So well done.
11-2 though, as you said here.
Team Flat Bill is up right now over with an airmail. That's a nice airmail. They're up over Team Pete Carroll.
So if you're just tuning in and you're in the Branson area, just want to remind you that tomorrow we got the big major going on. And one of the things I think was pretty cool this year that we did, Finn, was allow juniors to play for free.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really cool thing, and our juniors division has grown. And our juniors division has grown into the most powerful division in the ACO.
It's grown like a weed, if you will. I mean, it is pubic dominance right now. And yeah, it's funny because you mentioned, our next world champion could come out of the juniors division. There is a very, very good chance.
There's 10 names you and I could ramble off that could do it easily.
No question. I mean, we've seen, like you said, Lane Cruz. I mean, we've got Des and Dre Stevenson really coming on. These guys have been playing less than a year, and these guys are just burning their way up the charts at different majors and regionals around the country. We've got, Maddie McBride.
Sammy Van Sickle.
How about that?
You got Lane Cruz. You got Austin Cameron.
Queen of Cornhole was a junior. What if Maddie McBride takes the Queen of Cornhole? I mean, honestly, we'll have to have people hold her up under the cape because it'll probably flatten her to the ground. She's about this big around. She can hide behind my pinky finger or one of these camera stands. We throw that crown around her, we might have to hold her up on her shoulders.
Yeah,
but she
you put her on a scale, and you got 4 bags over here and Maddie over here, and it all balances out.
But I'll tell you what, she's a hustler and she's a player. She could end up as the first ever Queen of Cornhole and a junior.
There's no doubt she can sling it. Yeah, so we're broadcasting live from Branson Convention Center here. My name's Frank Ears, the Cornhole Dude, and on my left I got none other than the loudmouth of the ACO, Mr. Finn himself, Michael Finn Walter.
I'll tell you what. Had an opportunity, as you mentioned, to talk to the guys from ESPN Arkansas this morning and broadcast throughout the Arkansas state and the region here through southern Missouri and northern Arkansas. But we're looking forward to being together with them again around the World Championships, and lots of cool stuff planned for that final week of July. It all wraps up, of course, on Championship Saturday, July 30th, which will be American Cornhole Organization World Cornhole Day, as has been proclaimed for the last few years.
Cornhole Day, baby.
It was Columbia, South Carolina that first made the proclamation.
Bradenton, Branson now.
Yep. So there's no doubt.
It's a thing.
There's no doubt that final Saturday of July in perpetuity will be ACO World Cornhole Day, and very exciting stuff. Looking forward to it. That was a nice bag there by Bill. And,
so we're in the Bring Your Own Partner, Battle of the Badges here in Branson, and it's 17-7 in favor of Joseph and Jacob in the blue lane, I believe.
Yep. Joe and Jacob Lemaster in the blue lane. They are brethren. They have clearly have different hat games, but definitely related by blood. You've got Lyndon Rogers and Charlie Baker in the red lane, down 17-7. So they've got a little bit of work to do. And that would be some of that work right there.
I might have to watch a little friend over here. He might be foot fouling a little bit. So we'll see there.
Well, now you mentioned a foot foul, and that is something that seems like it's become the de rigueur topic in the last season, last year. And that is stepping over that foul. There is a foul line. You see right there at the front of the board. There's that line right where on your screen you're seeing American Cornhole.
Yep, there's that foul line.
The rule is as such that once you let the bag go, you cannot go over that line until the bag either stops on the board, hits the ground, or is in the hole. And I'm not sure if that's Joe or Lyndon or Charlie, who is over here to our right, but I believe he's the one you are eyeballing.
Yep.
On the foot foul. But honestly, again, it's part of a gentleman's game or gentlewoman's game.
Yeah, somebody's got to call it out.
Somebody will call it out on the court, and then they address it as such. If we were in a official competition, we'd have an official.
We're not playing for hundreds of thousands of dollars right now. We're playing in a charity event to raise money for the local chapter for fire and police.
Yeah, and I think if we went out there and said, hey, thanks for donating to the charity, and by the way, you're foot fouling and you're going to lose, you can just expect to be punched in the face. But we'll just go out and make mention to him, just let him know that this is the way we want to keep it. Eric Heineman is stepping out to the center court just to make sure he keeps everything on the up and up. But it has become quite an issue in around the country, different leagues around the country. Some places allow that, some places vehemently do not, and we are one that does not, and we've had it come into play. Heck, in the Pro Series this time last year, in the very room next door, called in a key moment. Our head official.
Wow. Yeah, that was the LaBelle that called that out, our head official.
Ryan LaBelle.
And it was true. The whistle blew and bam.
Yep.
And I mean, that was
Dead
$20,000 on the line calling that out.
Cost a dead bag right there. And it was not well received, as I recall, but it did happen. All right, so the adjustment has been made, and these guys are slugging it out here. But we're looking at 20 to 8. The Snowman posted out of the red lane as they continue to try to lay some bags down there to make it a little more difficult for Team Flatville to get to the hole. That was a pretty good block bag there coming in from the right side.
Finn, are you a golfer?
Well, I have golf clubs, and I go out and pay money to run around a course.
You belong to a couple pretty fun organizations.
I used to be a good golfer. It's just like everything. The more I do it, the worse I get. But, yes, I am.
Yeah, I mean, there's two things to say here. I mean, cornhole is a lot like golf in my mind, where, in golf, every stroke counts, and in cornhole, every bag you pitch really does count.
Sure.
But I was just going to talk about, it looks like this game might be over.
That did it. That was going to be the point that they needed. And Team Flatville, the brothers LeMaster take out of the blue lane 21-8 over Lyndon and Charlie in the red lane. So they will collect their bags. They will finalize and tally their score. And we will move along in this bracket. Again, it's a Bring Your Own Partner charity event here to raise a little bit of money for the Branson area Police and Fire, the Battle of the Badges, conceived and put together by you and the folks from the Branson CVB.
That is true.
Tara and our friend.
And Heath Hudson out here is one of the guys from the fire department that has really helped put this thing together. Tara Alfonso. She's out in, I think, Puerto Rico right now at a trade show, so doing her thing out there.
And a special thank you to
ACO, we are Cornhole.